when our parasympathetics or when our regenerative processes are working, if you don't get that sleep, plus you're eating every 2 to 3 hours because you want to get big and chicks dig you and you're wearing your sungas in Brazil, whatever, it's ridiculous. So the reason why they feel good with it is because all the food they're eating is stimulating. Bottom line, it's stimulating. The reason why they're eating more protein, other than the politics and the money and the business and the corporations and brainwashing aspects of the protein powders and whey protein, thinking that's good for you, it's really not, is because animal flesh in general, it's very dense. There's a lot of nutrition. Of course you're going to feel great eating animal flesh and stimulating. That's why people are like animals and, I gotta have my meat, I need my protein. You feel good, you're stimulated. But what if you didn't need to eat that much and it took a load off of your digestive system, which will take a load off of your joints? Did you guys know arthritis, one of the biggest things why people have arthritis is because they got a backed up liver. They got clogged, they got bile occlusion. The gallbladder, the liver, their colon is backed up. Years and years of mucoid plaque. It's causing stagnation. So what happens when that happens is the body, those organs start robbing from the joints. Sulfur, big constituent of cartilage and of soft tissues in general. The liver uses sulfur to detoxify. If the liver is stagnant, or if it's 1% or 2% or whatever the number, small percentage that's lacking function, it'll rob from other areas. Why? Because your organs are in a higher hierarchy, a higher totem pole. Your joints are really nothing. Like I said, that unicellular organism that we evolved from, the nucleus, grew outward from inward, grew appendages so that we could explore our environment and our world. That cell could start to transport. We have arms and legs so that we could start moving around. So what happens is arms and legs are not really important to the body. Hands down, the organs are the first thing. But what do most people do? They trash their organs, and then the body has to compensate because it does that, because of what one of those 2 corrective exercise principles. And they have that bodybuilding, they look ripped, they look big and everything. But I could spot right away, anybody in this room, if anybody thinks they have a great abs or great body or whatever, I could spot right away how your organs are functioning just by looking at simple things. And I'll demonstrate with you guys. You guys can do it with your clients. And hi, you want to come up here? I'll show you.
I do want to be a part of that demonstration, but I have a question about vegetarian eaters.
Yes, you're in the right place.
My question is, what about vegetarian eaters?
Oh, Luke's going to talk a little bit about that too. I'll tell you quickly my experience with that. I don't categorize myself as a vegan, vegetarian, or raw food, live food, whatever. I chose to let go of animal flesh as of March 8th of this year, just by choice, not for ethics, not for animals. I care about that stuff. I did it because it was not serving me whatsoever. I do a lot of energy work. I work as a shaman. I work with energy, as well as doing a lot of the physical stuff. When I have animal flesh, my tracking abilities, feeling people out, is significantly, hands down, skewed. But aside from that, when I cleaned out my system, every time I had animal flesh, I'd have had it because I loved, I was like a protein type, fast oxidizer, metabolic type, I was having like lamb and beef and every day, whatever. But I didn't realize, after I turned, I'm 37 this year, after I turned 34, 35, I was a skinny guy, but I had little tiny love handles. I was like, I'm a level 4 check practitioner. How can I have little love handles? So I didn't know what the hell was going on. What happened was, all that animal flesh, all the eating, all this stuff, blah, 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 my body wasn't getting rid of it, so it was collecting over the years. Whereas when I was younger and I was cleaner, it was able to metabolize and get rid of all that extra fat, despite doing all the typical exercise, nutrition, interventions. So to answer your question, it depends on the person, whatever their reasons for being it. I kind of jump on both sides of the line there of animal flesh eaters and non-animal flesh eaters, where if you're an animal flesh eater, beautiful, great, awesome. If it works for you, awesome. But if you want to get better or healthier, can you do without animal flesh for 3 days? Anybody can do it for 3 days. Great.
I just have a comment about that.
Sure.
Like you were saying, you stopped eating meat because of love handles and everything.
No, because it wasn't serving me a little bit, yeah.
But, a lot of it has to do with corporations and everything and what they put into the animal itself, you know what I mean? I mean, we were back then eating meat and everything and healthy like Spartans, you know what I mean? So.
Very true. But also we weren't eating as much as often as we were, every 2 or 3 hours. Even if it's grass-fed, organically grown, even if you had that cow or that lamb in your backyard and you knew exactly what was going on with them. Bottom line is we're eating too much. The reason why we're eating too much because we're so unhealthy on the insides that we need, it's a shotgun approach, what they call it. You get the biggest, you blow everything away.